time. Goddamn, conversations with legends. Crazy how one day your idols can turn into your brethren. Bitches we severing. Hit up my
No, we're family. Except maybe her.
What's up, y'all? How everybody doing? I'm here to talk about that Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Is this the first Marvel movie I talk about on here? I think so. No, I didn't talk about Doctor Strange. I just unboxed it. So this is the first Marvel movie I'm talking about. I have all the Marvel movies up until this point. So whenever I get to them in the Blu-ray collection, I'll get to them. Quick recap though of Guardians Volume 1. I loved that movie. Loved it. That shit is fantastic to me. I love it. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to save that for Infinity War next year. Infinity War next year, I'll just do a rundown of all the Marvel movies. Just a rundown review of all of them. Like I did for Logic leading up to his release. I'll just do a rundown of everything prior. But Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Guardians of the Galaxy 1, my fault. I love that movie. If I had my top 5 Marvel movies, that's definitely up there. That's definitely up there with Avengers, with Winter Soldier, with Civil War, with Iron Man 1. It's up there. It's with those. Let's see. I just loved the tone. I really loved the tone. Now, Marvel had disappointed me during that phase. That was phase 2 of the whole MCU movement. And Iron Man 3 was good. It was definitely an improvement over Iron Man 2. Thor: The Dark World was ass. And I was very concerned because that movie was ass. Like, it wasn't even like, that one was okay. Nah, it was brutal. Trash. So I was like, nah, dude. Nah, I'm not with it. And they bounced back with Winter Soldier, but then I was like, I don't know, though. This Guardians, it looks kind of iffy. It looks kind of weird. I don't know what y'all doing with this. And I saw it, and what do you know? I loved it. It was hilarious. Great characters, great acting, great special effects. The overall movie looked incredible. Despite Marvel's movies usually looking kind of ugly. Because ever since I heard that, I can't get it out of my head. These movies do look kind of ugly. And for those wondering why, I'll just say it real quick. It's because Marvel shoots their films digitally. And they don't shoot them on film. And shooting things digitally, it doesn't provide the same saturation of some colors. It's not the same contrast in some areas. It's an overall uglier way of shooting. Whereas on film, you get more color saturation. You get deepness out of these colors. You get, all this extra stuff. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I saw the trailers. I was like, yeah, this looks awesome. It looks great. And went to see it. Is it better than the first one? Nah. I can go ahead and answer that right now. It's not even as good as the second one, in my opinion. However, the first one. I'm fucking up. I only been awake for maybe 30 minutes. But, however, this movie is still entertaining and enjoyable as hell. Let's get the positives out of the way. This movie is so funny. This movie is so fucking funny. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was funny. But it didn't feel like they were really trying to be funny for the whole movie. There are moments where you think they're trying to be funny, but for most of that movie, it feels like the comedy comes from just how they've built this world and how everybody's interacting. This is just how they naturally are. In this movie, it feels like they're being funny, like they're telling jokes. They're trying to be funny. And a lot of times it works. That was my problem with Thor 2 and Thor 1 for some reason. But here, I didn't mind it probably because the jokes were actually funny. Drax is hilarious. Hilarious. Who said a wrestler can't be funny? Oh my God. This dude is just One of the first lines he has in the movie is that he has sensitive nipples. That's how you know you struck gold. When you got a wrestler saying he's got sensitive nipples. Rocket is fantastic. Peter has some great lines. Groot is... Oh, shit. Excuse me. Groot is really adorable. Fucking adorable. He's precious. I'd even say that. He's fucking precious. And I went into this scared that he was going to be like all over this movie and getting on my nerves and making me want to kill myself. But Groot is actually cute as fuck. He's fucking adorable. And there are some moments in here where I felt like a little 8-year-old girl watching this fucking screen. And yeah, he's amazing in this. The music is great. I downloaded the Awesome Mix Volume 2. I don't really know these songs. I know a couple of them. I know Mr. Blue, of course. Everybody's heard Mr. Blue. Even the people that don't know Mr. Blue, they've heard Mr. Blue. And Flashlights. That's like old school what my mom and dad listened to. Like, dude. You know, that's that real old school right there. But yeah, dude, the music is cool. The effects are always spectacular. This movie is colorful as fuck. If you're susceptible to seizures and you want to see this movie, I'd suggest seeing it in one of the much smaller screens. Do not see this on the big screen, and especially don't see it in like IMAX or anything like that, or Dolby. Don't do it to yourself, because you will have multiple seizures watching this if you're epileptic. There are so many neon colors flashing, and oh my god, it's ridiculous. The first monster they engage in this movie breathes rainbow flames, and I'm not even kidding. You can't make that up. He's breathing rainbow flames. Like, that shit is ridiculous. A lot of great camera angles, a great plot. To me, I thought the plot was dope. With one exception, we'll get to that later. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you guys. We're just gonna move on to my negatives with the film. My negatives are a couple of jokes don't work, and a couple of jokes actually fall flat, like really hard, like they got courtesy laughs in the film. One of the big dips in the comedy was this point involving a taser face joke. And, you know, a couple of times it's funny, but for the most part, they do this whole thing about how stupid the name Taserface is, and it's kind of cringy. You know, it's kind of cringy. You're just kind of sitting there like, oh, what the fuck is going on? A lot of our characters get a little more serious this time around, and we get to see Chris Pratt try his hand at dramatic acting. He's not a pro. He wasn't that bad though. He wasn't that bad, but he's not a pro. There were definitely some sloppily delivered lines, some awkward moments, definitely. There's a twist in this movie that's predictable as fuck. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but I'll just tell you this. There's a point where one of the new characters, Mantis, is talking to Drax, and there's a face that she makes and something she says, and then Gamora walks in, and I guessed the twist, and I sat there waiting for it. I was like, oh shit, here we go. But yeah, is there any other problems with this movie? I don't think. Oh yeah, the movie is a little too long thanks to its climax. The last act of this movie, it feels like it's taking its time, and there was a point about halfway through the climax where I was like, all right, y'all are kind of slugging it right here. Y'all are kind of snail pacing it. I need y'all to pick up the pace. But you know what? Other than those things, this movie is extremely entertaining. It's probably more entertaining than the first film, but I wouldn't say better. The first film had a better grasp on its plot, a better grasp on its tone. you know, and I feel like that movie was executed a lot better. However, this movie is definitely probably more entertaining, funnier, more entertaining action scenes, a lot of great character moments. These characters get serious moments that you probably won't be expecting. A couple of characters are fleshed out really well. Yondu is a standout in this movie. Standout. I loved him. Loved him a lot. Nebula gets some good screen time. All these characters are very enjoyable. I didn't talk about the Golden People because I don't think I need to. The Golden People were fine. I don't really have much to say about them. And yeah, this movie is just a fun time at the theater. It's a very enjoyable time, very entertaining. Definitely a rewatchable ass movie. Most definitely a lot of great jokes. Just some slacking in the plot, some slacking in the acting, some slacking in, you know, trying to be funny and wacky and goofy. But you know what? It's definitely a fun ass time, and I give Guardians of the Galaxy 2 a B+. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, click that notification bell, lets you know when I upload. With all that being said, have a great day, you glorious bastards.